guys, and welcome back for a new tutorial with Sites Matters. I'm Ivan.
Hello guys, this is Fred.
Today we got a really brief tutorial for you, but kinda can be useful for you. So let's hear. You may recognize this old VC song,
Fade into Darkness, one of our favorite songs.
Yeah, it is. So we got here the MIDI with the melody, and also a part of the piano who's making the bass actually. So this MIDI is not lifeless, as it can happen, but you can actually make it evolve towards a new dimension. Yeah. So we got here a grand piano, which is an instrument which is capable to modify the sound thanks to the multi-sample modality you can see here, depending on the velocity of the notes. So if you take a look, you can see you have different velocity here for the upper part. Okay, those notes are played louder than the rhythmic section you can see here, which is lower actually.
So they can see, well, what are we doing? Okay. Here are all the velocities. You can see it. This is the lowest part and this is the highest part.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to make sure that your instrument actually can understand the difference between velocity of the notes. Otherwise, this won't be effective. For example, if you have some preset from silent and so on, they are not capable of understanding the differences between the velocity of the MIDI notes. Yeah. This is gonna have no effect, so be careful. So what we do here is to switch on our velocity. You can find in the MIDI effect, okay, just here, you can look for velocity. You have a lot of preset down here, but we just started with the simple as it is.
Yeah.
So I just wanna make you hear the difference. When I take down the drive, what's going to happen? The notes that are played with a lower velocity, so the one here at the bottom, okay, those ones here at the bottom. If I take the drive down, the input is gonna be lowered, as the curve says. So you can hear the rhythmic section disappear. While if you increase, you can hear that the rhythmic section is actually getting closer.
Yeah, they have more life, you know.
Okay, so this can be a real useful trick whenever you have a piano which is lifeless. So you just take the drive up, you can mess around with all those presets like this, okay? So you see, this is softer. You may use this for, say, a breakdown and so on. While when you're playing on a drop, you sure want every note to strike as hard as possible.
Of course, yeah.
And you can really try out all the different layouts you have here and see what's going on. For example, here, another important parameter you can mess around is randomness. It kind of gives you the impression of a live player.
Live player, yeah. This is like you're playing your keyboard.
Yeah, with your fingertips, and you have different pressure on each keys. So this is really something useful whenever you think that your MIDI is lifeless and it has no natural touch. It sounds too artifact, too digital, say.
Yeah.
This takes back the thing in a more natural and organic way, you can say.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And if you got here the preset called piano, all right, that give you a real feel. Yeah. You know, I'm playing some random keys, but
feel free to experiment more with this super useful MIDI effect.
Yeah, and feel free also to explore all the different MIDI effects on Ableton. You can find here the pitch that is, you know, useful if you want to go 12 semitones up,
like this, yeah,
or down.
Then you have more classic arpeggiator, you may know.
Arpeggiator.
In this case, the result is not guaranteed, as we start with an arpeggio actually.
Yeah, of course. And you have also the chords,
which can help you out if you don't know the proper chords.
You got all the scales, so you can simply put a melody inside Ableton and start working on that by only using chord. And you got also the scale that gives you, of course, the scale. So if you want to make a song in C major, You just have to put the scale, and you got all the C major notes.
Yeah, whenever you press out of scale notes, it's gonna take the note and put in the right place for a major scale and so on.
And that's all.
So guys, this is all for this time. And this is the last tutorial we're gonna make. And this is because all this tutorial cycle we had here was meant to end this weekend, because we're gonna head into Berlin,
yeah.
And Alberto Schettino, who is the master of FuseRoom Studio, is gonna be hosting a masterclass, and we're gonna be there. So if you have some question, if you really want to get into some deeply technical questions and problems, feel free to tell us. We're going to report that to Alberto, who's going to be more than happy to answer to your question.
Of course.
And especially if you have other questions about, for example, output gears, hardware stuff and compressors. He is really good at it, so please make the question you always been waiting for, and we're gonna get back with an answer for you.
So thank you for watching our tutorials. We hope
it was useful.
Yeah, it was useful. They give you something. They help you in some times when you produce or do your things. So
and we had such a great time doing this tutorial. And so stay tuned with Sites Matters and all the music we are putting out there, because there's gonna be great news really soon, guys.
Of course.
Bye.